exciting day today, right?
Yep.
It's past time from when we usually have our first fire, is it? Or am I just imagining that?
Yeah, it's close to around about the same time.
We've not had a really hard frost this year so far. That's unusual.
We're fixing to.
We're fixing to, but we've not had one yet, so that's kind of strange. But we're just now going to build our first fire, and it is the perfect day for it because it is wet outside and windy and cold, and this is the coolest day we've had as far as the temperature rising.
It's a good soup day and set by the fire day.
So we've made some improvements to the stove this year, a few little things, but we'll tell you about those in a minute. I guess Matt wants to hurry up and get it started, and I want him to because I'm cold. Let him build a fire first, then we'll talk. Oh, that's pretty. First thing Matt's doing is getting him some rich pine. Ira wants to examine. Rich pine is a pine tree where the resin has, what, Matt? Explain it. Solidified.
After the tree dies, the sap goes to the heart of the tree and goes back into the center of the tree, and then the sap preserves it, and the sap then it becomes flammable.
So it is your nature's own fire starter.
Mm-hmm.
It smells amazing. Now that Matt's cut this, smells like Christmas in here.
It does.
You can find it, you can here where we live, just laying in the woods. And when we're out and about in the woods, we keep an eye out for it. But sometimes really sweet people send it to you in the mail. And this is where somebody sent this to Matt, which was really, really nice.
And
it is
among the very best I've
it's
ever
great.
had.
Look at it. Isn't it wonderful?
You can literally see.
You can see the shine, yeah. See
and
the
it's
resin.
heavy. Like
Yeah, it's heavy. A lot of times we find it's like little pieces, a little bigger than that, but not like this. Not like a whole stump of it.
This was a whole, best I can remember, he sent me a letter. This was a whole tree length core of a pine tree that had been on the ground for years and years and years and years. And that he had been using and burning fires off of for a long time himself, and he just cut me a little piece off of it and sent it. And it's very good stuff.
Smells wonderful. Smells wonderful, yeah. So Matt's going to use it. He uses it. He don't always use it. I do, though. I have to have it pretty much to start a fire, and it makes starting fires easier, but I guess Matt's going to use some of it today.
Knock me off 3 or 4 chunks of it, and then I'm going to work them down some more, and then they'll just be here for when we want to use them.
Yeah, he won't. You wouldn't use this whole big giant piece,
I don't
right?
use hardly any.
Hardly
just
any.
A little of it.
Yeah.
Use those.
Look, Ira, look. See what Papa's doing? Oh my goodness. Look, he's shaving off little furry pieces of wood. You see that? You think you could do that? Ira's smart. He knows this piece of wood goes in this stove. He's wanting to put it in there. Well, hold on, and you can in just a minute.
Matt's going to start out with some half-burnt pieces. That was the last time we had a fire. And then he's going to put that wonderful rich pine. And people call it different things in different places. Lightered wood, fat wood. There's all different names for it depending on where you live. We call it rich pine.
So this is a kindling cracker. I don't use it much, but I got it for the ladies when they need to make kindling, and you just It's just a blade set inside this little ring affixed to this stump. And you can just take a regular hammer or whatever and put your little kindling pieces in there and hit them. And it'll split it into kindling. That way you ain't got to worry about hitting your fingers with an axe.
Works like a charm.
Yeah, it works good. I don't usually use it just because I like to fool with an axe.
But I cannot hit good with an axe, so this ring holds it in place, and I can manage to get my kindling this way if I need some. Matt usually keeps a lot chopped up though.
This is the way I generally do it, just because it's the way we grew up doing it, and it's the old way, and I like it. And I like axes, you know.
Is there a story about that axe that you're using?
No, not really. I mean, it's actually a carpenter's axe. It is a Husqvarna carpenter's axe, and I just happen to like it an awful lot, so I use it.
Now, was that axe the one you recently rehung?
It is.
So how do you like it?
I like it. It's a big old thing kind of for this, but it's what I've got handy. It's got a long handle on it.
So you're going to mostly use it outside?
I am, yeah. What stuff catches good, don't
It
it?
does. That's nice. Oh, it feels good too. I think we need to dust our fan, Matt. Said I think we need to dust our fan. It's pretty bad.
Okay.
There you go.
See how quick that thing went.
Yeah, didn't take long for that fire to catch and go for sure. Feeling toasty. It's been going for a few minutes now, and you can begin to feel it heating, at least the perimeter right here. Another couple of hours it'll be heating upstairs too. And that's one question we get every year when we talk about the wood stove. People say, what's in your basement? How in the world does it heat your house? Well, our basement is unfinished, so it heats up down here, and that warm air just rises right through our floor into the regular living space, and so it heats very well. Sometimes we have to open the doors. It heats so well. Open the windows. We get a little bit too hot up there. So it's surprisingly, even though it's down here, it heats the whole house. It feels good. Feels nice. I was talking about some things we did different this year. Really, for the first time in 30 years, we actually put like some, what did you put, coconut oil? We learned from Mike Reed, put coconut oil on it. Some people use stove black, and is that what it's called, stove black or something like that? We've never put anything on the stove, even though we've had it for 30 years. Yeah, and used it. We've just never done anything to it. So we did that. That was nice. And then Matt built this wonderful wall. It's kind of behind him. You probably remember it from a video though, so that when we stack the wood, it wouldn't just all wants to come this way. So it would put a scotch against it. What did you call it? I don't remember what.
Just an end wall is what I call it. And then that way you can stack it higher. You get more wood in here without it all just rolling off the end, and then it gets up close to the stove. And
yeah, I'm not sure we've ever had it this high.
I'm fixing to make it higher.
That's what I was going to say. It could be higher, but I don't think we've ever had it this higher. So a lot of you were worried when Matt first built it about it being too close to the stove because of the, afraid something would catch on fire or anything. We usually have wood stacked right there, and we've never had a problem. Usually our wood, like we were saying, it rolls towards the stove. But Matt did go back and put, what is that called, Matt? Talk about it.
Backer board for tile. It's like a concrete fiber board, and that'll help absorb the heat and keep it from being close to the wood, and that should be fine, should fix it.
So we did that. And then for many years, Matt has always used the same, we like to keep a bucket or a pot of water on it to put moisture back in the air, because if you've never heated with wood, it's so nice because it's such a warm heat, but it's a very dry heat. So before you know it, it dries everything out, including your sinuses and everything else. So we always put a bucket of water or a pot of water on it, and then it dissipates back in the air. And Matt's always used the same old pot. Is it aluminum or something, maybe?
It's aluminum or galvanized or something, and it always it makes white spots on the stove and gets all oxidized on the pot itself, and it's just always, I'd never have liked it. It actually belonged.
I'm gonna pour us some. You keep talking.
It actually belonged to my great aunt, who's been dead many, many, many years, and I don't know what she used it for. She probably cooked in it. It's like a Dutch oven. I never had a lid for it, but never have really liked it. So I picked out one of our pots from upstairs that we generally, I use it some to cook with, but it's not an old pot. It's a fairly modern lodge pot, and I don't care to sacrifice it to use down here. I have a really, really, really old cast iron pot upstairs that if I'm going to cook in a cast iron pot, that's the one I generally like to use anyway. So this one you can replace, the old one you can't as easy. So
yeah,
I figured I'd use that one, and it looks better.
It shouldn't hurt it though.
It won't hurt it. It'll, over time it may develop a little rust in it from being down here, but I can always clean it out and fix it if I wanted to reuse it to cook in.
So we spruced up a little bit after all these years.
Spruced up the junk hole just a little.
Just a little.
Things trying to smoke a little. Some of that oil I put on it's going to have to burn off.
You have to burn off.
It may set the fire alarm off.
Oh, well, it'll be okay.
If it does, I'll scream and jump out the window.
Which window are you going to jump out? That one? You can't get to any of them down here. We've got it too piled up. some of you said too when Matt built that wall, it would be a perfect place like to put some nails and stuff and hang, like when you're thinking about if we ever got to roll around in the snow, which we don't much, but if you had something wet or in the rain, then you could hang it down here and it would dry. Matt, I see, has put him some nails behind him and put some of his, just the tools that he needs to build fires with, or the fire poker and the shovel. So we could probably add some more too if we wanted to.
Yeah. Things getting warm, ain't it?
Yeah, it feels nice. Me and Matt both really celebrate the first fire. It's funny, you celebrate the first fire and you kind of celebrate the last one, because by then you're done. You want to just not do this no more. You don't want to, Matt don't want to empty the ashes. We don't want to wake up in a cold house or come back to a cold house and have to build a fire, you know, all those things. So you kind of get tired of it. But in the fall of the year, the first one's really special, isn't it?
It is to me. I like it because it, you know, I like to fool with wood. I like the idea of wood. I mean, heating with something, you know, out from the woods. You know, you're not reliant on somebody else to come bring you oil, or reliant on somebody for your, you know, if you use electric heat. You know, if your power goes off, you have no heat. We've always got heat if we have to have it. But I just enjoy it, and you can cook on it, and you can heat by it. I like fooling with wood. I like fooling with axes, chainsaws. And all that's exercise, and it keeps you fit.
Yeah, yeah. I like the first fire too, is like helps mark the changing of the seasons. And there's something special about that. I'm glad we live in a place where there's those distinct seasons, but we really have always, for some reason, me and Matt both really celebrated them. The first really cool morning, I mean, before the girls were big enough, he would do this to me, but then as they got bigger, they know their daddy's going to say, hey, come out here a minute. And then we all march out, usually to the back deck. I don't know why we don't go to the front. We go to the back, I guess because it's more open. You really feel like you're outside if you're on it, just to feel the cold, just to feel it, just to feel how nice it is. Because it's a change from the heat of summer, you know.
Yeah, the heat of summer is gone.
Yeah.
It's done.
It's done now, right. But Matt's always done that. And then also, the first fire, we would all, you know, even when the girls was growing up, we'd all march down here and be around the stove while Matt made it. And then we would sit around and talk and maybe have hot chocolate, but sit around and talk and stand and warm one side and then stand and warm the other side, and warm by the fire and just enjoy each other's company. It's the little things like that that can become really special if you want them to.
Yep.
And if you focus on them, then they just become something that's tied to all your memories. I know Corey and Katie both have that memory of their daddy making them go outside and feel the first good cold morning, and definitely of it celebrating the first fire. So I was trying to think of anything else before we close out here. That little fan, we've not had it but a year or two, and a lot of people ask us if it helps push the heat, like as far as over into the basement, or it does anything like that. I think it really would help if you were in a smaller place, but here we can't really tell it helps that much.
It's just, you know, real close to the stove, it'll move a little bit of air, but other than that, it don't do a whole lot. But the heat will make it to the other end of the basement by itself without that anyway.
Yeah, but it's like a novelty because there's no electric, it's not battery powered or nothing like that. It runs by the heat of once the stove gets hot enough, it starts turning. That's what starts it turning. And once the stove cools off, it quits turning. So for us, it's kind of like a novelty. But I'm sure if you were in a different kind of space than a big basement, it probably would work really well. Good hot chocolate?
Yep.
And there goes the fire alarm. Well, Matt predicted that, didn't he? You knew the fire alarm was going to go off.
I could see the smoke up against the ceiling, or the smoke off this oil right here, and I was afraid that it would.
It'll burn, though, in another day or so. It'll be gone. And this is not as bad as it was when Matt first put it on. He did light a little fire, and it was really bad. Then, of course, we had the door open. It was back in the summer, so it was fine. But before it goes off again, we really hope that you enjoyed seeing us build our first fire this year, and we're always glad when you stop by to help us celebrate Appalachia.